Welcome, my friends. There is a book is such an understatement. There's a divine writing that's called A Course in Miracles. If you've never read it, I really would recommend that you take a look at it. If this channel interests you, this channel should not really interest you. This channel should help you see the truth of who you are. And The Course in Miracles is a book that poignantly is able to point in that direction. There's a quotation from the Course in Miracles that says, "You are not trapped because the limitation you feel is only a passing thought. You are not trapped because the limitation you feel is only a passing thought." And it's incredibly beautiful. The limitation you feel. What is your limitation that you feel? The limitation that you feel is imposed by your beliefs. We are limited by our beliefs. What are beliefs? Beliefs are formed out of language, made out of words, which we were not born with. We were taught, conditioned, programmed to think in a certain way. That's why, depending on where your culture is from, depending what nationality, different cultures also incorporate different belief systems, and then we get even more complicated to dogmas. And not that there's anything whatsoever that's wrong with that. In fact, variety is the spice of life. So there is a use of this duality. There is a use of the subject and object conditioning that we receive, because we were born as pure subjects. We were not born with the subject to object paradigm. That was fully conditioned and fully programmed in us. So the limitation, and the Course in Miracles says it beautifully, the limitation is created by our beliefs. But remember, you were not born with any beliefs. You were not born with any limitations. If you were not born with beliefs, you're not born with limitations. That was conditioned. So if you get rid of all of those beliefs, which you can, because let's go a step deeper now. That's your building. That's your ego. The foundation of the building is what? So who is it that has those beliefs? Who has those beliefs? Now, for a conditioned mind that has not seen through the conditioning yet, it's a mental answer. You will go into concepts. So you'll say, it's me. I know that far too well because I used to do that the same, like everybody else. We're conditioned to believe we are a little me. And it's an assumption that has never been investigated by 99.9999% of us. We've never investigated an assumption that we are a separate me. And what's incredible is if you try to find that me, you will never find that me. Because it's an illusion. It's made out of concepts. It's a programmed identity. And by repetition, conditioning, programming, and by the support system that society obliviously offers, the conditioning of the little me, especially if you look at things like the advertising industry. So let's go back to this quote from the Course in Miracles. You are not trapped because the limitation you feel is only a passing thought. The limitation you feel. Who is this you again? Look for this you. Because everything else is a belief. And that is what limits you. The you, once you find out that it doesn't exist, all beliefs automatically crumble. Because it's a conceptual model. It's a model made of concepts, fabricated thoughts. You're not the thought. So once you realize you're not a concept and you're not a thought, and that whole paradigm collapses, which is called the collapse of the ego, the dark night of the soul, identity crisis might be called that as well. So there are many terms for this. But the saving grace, the butterfly from the moth, from the cocoon effect of this metamorphosis is an awakening to the true essence of who you are as pure divinity, as the creator, as the pure oneness. There is no separation in this reality. So the thing is, you need to drop what you think you are in order to be what you are. You need to drop what you think you are in order to really be who you are. Because you will not find yourself through thoughts. And if that is still an imposition in the clarity of your seeing, just please look with me for 1 minute. Thoughts are made up of words, concepts, sentences, and they conceptually allow us to navigate in this third dimension. So they do have its uses. But if you use your mind to find out who you are, and that has been something that we were not born with, we were programmed to believe through thought, to believe that we are someone, that we are a person. A person is a mental construct, it is a mental concept. So let's look at the thoughts. Thoughts are always changing, they have no permanence, they have varying degrees of intensity, and they range in the entire gamut of positive to negative. They're all over the place. And yet we maintain our identity as a thought. No wonder it's neurotic. No wonder there's no stability. No wonder we are not consistent. A person is not consistent. Oh, let's go out in 3 weeks from now. Yeah, let's go out. We're going to have a great time. Oh, no, doesn't have, no, you know what? I really don't feel like, yeah, but you told me you wanted to go. Yeah, but that was 3 weeks ago. We're not consistent. That should be a clue to you that there's something that's off, right? The real you is consistent. The real you is permanent. The real you is witnessing this. The real you is the witness. The Course in Miracles does the whole aspect of deconditioning beautifully, like a peeling of an onion. I believe it was Adyashanti who said that. If you take an onion and you peel it off, right? Deconditioning, peel it until you get to the center. What is in the center of it? There's nothing. You come to nothing. You come to perfection. You come to for who you are. Which leads me to something else, which I was super inspired by this morning. There is a famous quote. It's said that it was Mark Twain. That's often attributed to Mark Twain, but then upon further investigation, I found it was the most credible source dates back to William Perky. But anyway, it's not about this. What's about? It's the quote. I love this quote. You might have heard this before. So think about this. I should have done an entire video on just this quote. But anyway, dance like nobody is watching. Love like you've never been hurt. Sing like nobody's listening. And live like it's heaven on earth. Isn't that beautiful? It's a stunning quote. Dance like nobody is watching. Love like you've never been hurt before. Sing like nobody's listening. And live like it's heaven on earth. Do you know why it's so beautiful? Because it's true. That's why it's so beautiful. There is nobody here. There is nobody here. That's a thought. That's a concept. When you drop all the thoughts, all you have is presence. Presence is not a time. It's not a base. This is not a moment. There's never been a moment. There's only now. There's only this. The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. Have you read that? If you haven't, I highly recommend. That was one of the most influential books in my life a long, long, long time ago. Dance like nobody's watching because nobody is watching, my friends. So you can dance your heart out and enjoy. Don't take it so seriously. And you can love like you've never been hurt. The one who gets hurt, the one who really gets hurt is the ego. But once you find out that the ego is a concept, that it is a fabricated model based on language, and you were not born with language. Were you? Were you born speaking language? Of course you were not. Were you born with conditioning? Of course you were not. You were programmed. That's why we need to wake up. If this resonates, good, okay? Sing like nobody's listening because nobody is singing. Sing your heart out and live like it's heaven on earth, because this is the eternal paradise of I am. Pure, unbridled divinity. Boundless, effortless presence. You are effortlessly present. You are effortlessly aware right now. Sink into that effortless present. Just be here. Just drop everything and just be here and just realize that spiritual awakening is not a big deal. The big deal is made in the mind. You're thinking that it's a big deal. The whole point is to be free of any delusions of what it is. I hope this resonates. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Thank you. Thank you for your time.